Like it gets to a place where it's like, nah, you know what I mean?
No, the time is up. We weren't recording. Sorry, y'all. I forgot my chapstick, and I feel like
I was
I
thinking I
wouldn't
need
know.
a lip too.
I'm so
You know,
tired. I'm gonna just lick mine. Let me take a sip of my drink. But we were saying that for those on the recording and they get to hear this, that New York is getting ready to pass a law to where when you call the police uh,
Karen,
senselessly,
Karen.
that it's gonna be considered a hate crime, and you need to do some jail time.
And it should be as such because like there are people that have gotten the police called on them for no reason, and then the police not knowing what's going on because of being a white person and a white cop, they will come in as a bomb rush and attack people. People have broken limbs, people have got broken noses, black eyes, people have gotten like knocked out, and as we now see, killed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like you don't know what thing you can do that can cause a tragic moment in my life to happen over your stupidity and your supremacy of having like that white privilege mindset.
It's just it's so senseless to me, and I have no understanding.
It's happening way too goddamn often.
And I feel like Karen has no understanding, and I would love to get into the mind of Karen, but Karen won't let me into her mind because she's gonna defend her case, and she's gonna be right, and
I'm beating Karen up, like, you know. It's 2020 and it's just like I'm not playing with you, and so you're not gonna block me in from getting out where the fuck I'm trying to go.
right,
You're not gonna tell me or ask me and demand me to tell you where I'm going when I don't know you or owe you anything. And that's the problem. Like, stop getting beside yourself. We are not in yes and master days where I owe you something and you feel like I have to tell you something. I
period.
don't.
You know?
Period.
So Karen, girl, you can suck a few dicks,
2 or 3,
and I don't
3 or 4,
know, they might have a little
or
bit of
more.
Donna Regis.
Like, cause it's ridiculous. It's really is. We'll get there, but it's just it's so much on
It's
our minds and
cumbersome.
it's so heavy, and it's like the fact that we all have to go through this shit every single day, and you guys are now being able to see what goes on in a black person's life on a regular day basis. So when you're seeing these people attack people, and you're seeing them beat them up, their hands are up in the air and on their knees, this is a real thing. It happens. Most of the time, you're not doing nothing wrong. It's just somebody like feeling their nuts and feeling like, you know, that feeling themselves, you know, feeling that vibe of authority, you know, and they take that shit to the sometimes over fucking board, you know. Sometimes it goes overboard and it results in somebody getting tragically hurt or like, you know, dead. It's crazy.
All right, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a teaspoon of pop culture. I just have to write a little note down real quick. So let's talk briefly about the state of the beauty industry after COVID 19 and then after the civil unrest. Like, we have two pandemics that we're dealing with.
And in our case, 3.
Because I'm black, gay, and a man. They don't want to talk about it.
But we'll get there too.
They don't want to talk about it.
Cause yeah, where we are in life and what we do as black gay men, it's I won't say harder, but I mean I'll say that like we deal with it on both ends and both sides. We get it from all ends and all sides in our queer trans community. You know, well,
Because we think about being black is one thing. I'm black before I'm anything. And so I have to deal with that whole thing.
the identity of just being black in itself is already a complex
It's tiresome.
situation. Because you're taught by sometimes to not be black or to be less black to try to get through or to fit in or to be in this box just to make it in life because it's that one little percentage that you can be that person that everybody's rooting for to get in there. And that 1% we're just all supposed to be like, thank
And
you.
it's
Like,
not
nah.
like I don't need your grace. I'm good.
We're at a place where we are the owners of ourselves and our shit and we're running shit, you know, like
So then we
music,
think about
art.
that. Okay, so we got that black. Then we get into that gay. And then we have to deal with the white gays or the Latino Hispanic gays that don't want to identify as black. So now we're being attacked from so many different angles. Like, did you not recognize where you came from, sir or ma'am? And you are black. You have some black in your blood, and it's
African
running
is
so
running
deep.
through you somewhere,
It's running so deep.
and that's it's.
It makes me sad. It makes me sad, and it's kind of.
That weighs heavy on my soul, you know. It really does.
Because it's like y'all.
But it just shows my ignorance too, because I'm from Los Angeles, and so we don't have Dominicans and Puerto Ricans really out there. So you don't see the Afro Latin community.
Y'all have more
We're next to
Mexicans.
Mexico, so we have Mexicans, and so we know them from their indigenous world and native and like that kind of Spanish, like is what I know. So when I came here, and I thought that these people were just black.
Mhm.
So I'm walking up to girls like talking to them, and they don't even hear what I'm saying.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that was my first time experiencing that. Was moving to New York and experiencing a black Hispanic culture, and so I got hip to that. They just got to get hip too, you know.
And they say, yo, no say.
No, or they would come to me like in a full like, oh, I'm papi. I'm like, I'm not Dominican. You're not Dominican? No. Oh, you look so Dominican. I'm like, nah.
Right. But then those, you know what? That's another conversation.
But back to the state of
The beauty industry.
beauty
We get off
industry.
track.
Sorry, we get off track because there's so much on our chest, and there's so much going on in these times that we just trying to get it all out in 30 minutes, which is nearly impossible. But you know, we're gonna try.
It is. So the state of the beauty industry, we work in two different realms, but they kind of collide at some point. So I'm in more of the beauty, makeup, male grooming, and then you're more in the fashion.
Stylist, fashion, I'm a sales associate, and so we kind of deal with the same ongoing things when it comes to our consistent part of our job in that field. But then it also is putting a toll on our outside jobs that we had in this industry as well.
And we were on a call just talking about how things are going to be different. Because when you sample a fragrance for a person, I'm going to say 6 months ago, it was different. And so now you're allegedly supposed to spray that fragrance in the air, and that person is supposed to walk through. Which I'm not about to do that. And as me as a
What?
consumer, I'm not about to walk through no fragrance and have it all on my face.
I don't even like it. Might not even be the scent for you. So like I'm gonna walk through
So
the
now
scent,
I'm
and now
stuck with that.
what if I want to try 4? So now I smell like 6 perfumes.
No.
No.
So it's going to be interesting. And then they're saying that you should spray whatever the blotter, the piece of tissue, or whatever it is that you have. Spray that and then lay it down for the person. So let's say you the customer. So I spray it, I lay it down, and then you pick it up. But I'm like, shit, if I spray it, lay it down, we still sharing the same germs, so I might as well hand it to you. I don't know.
In all, the beauty industry is going to be heavily affected because most of what you do is hands-on, touching a woman's face, touching a woman's skin, putting on the makeup and putting on the eyeliner, showing them how to put on a lash, showing them how to touch them. Like it's that physical thing and your light and gentle touch with your your soft voice and your warm spirit. Like that's how you made your coins and that's how you gained your customer and talking to them. And now it's like everybody's so paranoid. It's this heavy paranoia on everybody's spirit where it's like you don't want to touch nobody. If somebody cough, you looking at them. If they sneeze, it's like, oh my God. And so that in the beauty industry where you got to be that close is now it's going to be a 360 shift on what you have to do in your industry as well as mine, because I work at Alexander Wang and I work in the fashion industry where we only have 3 fitting rooms and we're always touching hangers and we're always touching clothes and you are touching the clothes that just came off their body and they're trying stuff on and taking it off and it's like sweat and this and that or whatever you have going on and it's like, what are we gonna do now? Like, are we gonna have like it's times where we've had like 100 people in our store because it's so packed, or it's like 50 people just came in at the same damn time and we all over the place and it's like now I don't want to be around those kind of people. I don't want to be around that many people, and that's for my safety. That's for me. That's for my health because this motherfucking Corona, she is no joke and she will definitely fuck you up. You know. So I'm trying to be my best and in my best health, and I don't want to spread it to nobody else that I may like love or not want to have it. But it's really going to be hard now because they're telling us that, you know, things like we have to now do like only phone orders and we're only sending stuff to people's house, but at the same time they're touching that stuff. And what if they have a corona and it's in whatever the hell come back in the box?
Right.
We don't know. But then it's also like then you now have that divided space between like you and direct to customer from store, which was
There's
us,
no
and coming
personality.
in. There's nothing. We're not able to touch them. Like I used to be like flinging a girl dress and like adjusting her top and moving her stuff and and again, you know, giving her that va vouje, ooh la la thing that you do in fashion and in beauty as well, and make them feel like. But it's like now everybody has that wall that's about to be built up, you know, and it's like hell no, I honestly don't want to touch you, and I honestly don't even want you to hand this to you, and it's not. It's paranoia, but it's also safety.
Right. Because I'm thinking that I'm scared to even get on the train at this point.
I am.
Like, you might be the first person that I've actually had physical contact with in, like, the past 3 months.
In this 3 months, I've
Other than
seen
my roommate.
Nyjah, and that's because she had a baby, and it was her mom's birthday, and they came and drove, picked me up in their rental car, and drove me back to their apartment. So it wasn't nothing crazy at all. You know what I'm
This guy
saying?
wants to be a part of the podcast so bad.
Are you kidding?
We had a slight interruption. But I know, and shout out to Nyjah.
Yeah, there's a mother who had her baby during the coronavirus. There was a point in time where they told her that she would have to have her baby without her baby daddy or her mother or nobody, just her. And the doctor, it's her first time having a baby, and they're gonna have her in a room with none of the people that
She
she's
was not
not
with her.
She said, "Are you crazy?" Like, no. And then they made a law that they couldn't do it because they tried to do that, and they were saying that that was like the actual thing. Like, it was at a point in time, it was a thing.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to her. But yeah, the beauty industry will just have to wait and see, and the fashion industry will just have to wait and see what our next moves are gonna be. But it also is a boost for right now during quarantine to tap into your inner minds and your inner selves to figure out and dig deep into your spirit on what you are going to do to maintain and assist yourself, because it can come to a time where something like this can wipe every job out. And what jobs are you going to do, and what things can you do to be self-sufficient still? So those are the questions that I've been thinking about, and what are the ways that I can make money in the cool different ways that I make with all the talents that I have and all the things that I'm doing. What am I going to do to try to make that money? Because if I don't have a job, or if my retail job doesn't exist because retail's dying, everybody's going bankrupt, things are going on, and it might not be a fashion industry. What am I going to do in a fashion world where I can still make a coin? How can I still inspire the next group of people to be ready for the next realm of fashion, because it's always forever changing, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I saw a young lady from Nigeria. I wish I knew her name, but I feel like a lot of people have seen this by now, where she had a virtual fashion show.
And it was all the clothes with no bodies and was fucking bomb as fuck. And it's like, these are the things, like, getting innovative. Like, these are the times where you can't take this as a downfall or downtime. This time is the time where you can be the most creative and do the most out-of-the-box shit digitally. We have social media, so, like, we can do crazy-ass fashion shows when you can have a green screen and do some wild-ass shit online and have crazy dancers hanging from a fucking ceiling doing silk. Like, it's so many things that can be done. But, yeah. I'm sorry, we'll go.
So
We get far into
we'll
things.
get back
And
to that.
let's get back
It
to where
might be
we
a
are.
part 2. So let's talk about Karen.
Karen.
Wait, let me take a sip.
I need to sip of my cocktail because before we get on
We
the
never
fucking
cheers.
Karen. Cheers to Black Lives and them mattering.
And they matter. And each and every black life. Don't be selective.
Now,
Black
Karen,
lives.
you've gone too far, and you still don't know the limits of going too far. You've seen these videos time and time again called Karen, Kathy, Cynthia, Tammy, whoever the fuck you are. You know that girl, and you don't want to be her in this time right now. We warn you, Karen.
Because I saw Karen got beat up at one of the marches.
Karen got her ass beat up at that Target when she was up in that fucking wheelchair talking her shit, trying to stab people. Karen thought she was fucking Spider-Man, and guess what? They flung you around and hit you with that goddamn fire extinguisher and hit you with that goddamn.
But
The
then
black
I
lady
saw-
hit her with a pop, pop, and boom, bop, bop, right
I saw
upside her head.
Karen was at one of the marches, and she decided that she wanted to grab one of the signs, the Black Lives Matter sign.
I
And
know they came upside her head.
Baby, they hit her with a 2-piece with that dry ass bitch.
And we gonna include Tony as well, Karen and Tony, because now we have Tonys coming out with people. I just saw a video of a man that came around a goddamn corner with a motherfucking chainsaw.
No, and he's
Chainsaw,
Mexican.
a white man saying, "Get out of here,
He
go,
wasn't
go."
white, he was
I don't give a fuck
Mexican.
what you are. You came around the corner like Chainsaw Massacre, bitch. I'm definitely finna fuck you
But
up.
no, we need to talk about that because, sir, they was just
They
trying to build
banned
a
you.
wall.
No, not trying. They have walls being built. Like, they went through the indigenous people's land and already started the wall. Like, pay attention.
Manuel, you gotta do better.
You've got to do better, sir. Shame on you.
You. All right, let's move on because Karen done stressed me out.
Yes,
but
but
I know
Karen,
you want
watch
to talk
yourself.
about Karen, an experience that you had.
Oh. You guys in fashion, I just want to have this quick talk, and I'm gonna make it very, very short. But I just have to get this off of my chest because it's 2020 and we are in this realm, and I want people to understand and know where I'm coming from. I've worked in the fashion industry for probably 15 years now. I've been like my first job was at 16, working in high-end retail, and so I've done that my whole life. In between, I've worked in styling and fashion. Underneath the biggest fashion stylist, I've done all types of things, and I'm not trying to say this to brag. I'm trying to give you context. So from that, now I was at a job at one point in time, and it was like an and kind of job that in between job kind of thing. You just jump in and you got hired. Okay, let me keep this. It's cute, you know. This person was so rude to me every day at work and made it their point to like point me out and say stuff to me every day. But they did everything on the entire spectrum of what the fuck not to do as a manager. But when you do one little thing on all of this stuff, and I'll say this to say this, like y'all have got to get better at like holding yourselves at a standard and doing whatever y'all want. And then when we do one thing, come 2 minutes late. Here's an example. Coming 5 minutes late when we have a 15-minute grace period, and you saying that I'm late when I have a 15-minute grace period, and within the 15 minutes, I only came 5 minutes late, right? Now, you, on the other hand, are a manager. You have a fucking key.
So you can come.
So you go in your store and you chilling. Now me, on the other hand, when you're 30 minutes late and it's 10 degrees outside and we live right here by the High Line and it's fucking freezing, here I am outside for 30 minutes, now we got an issue. So I'm just saying, be equal. And no, don't use your white privilege in times like that. And don't use your white privilege to get back at people during management and get people fired because somebody hurts your feelings on what they said, or somebody try to correct you and you feel, oh my God, somebody try to correct you. And it's okay to take criticism. It's okay to be corrected. It's okay for somebody to say what they notice without having to lose their job. And that's a fear that all black people have in their spirit, which is why we say, and we keep quiet, we keep quiet, we keep quiet. And then when we blow up, because it's been 3 months of you fucking with us, then you go straight to, oh, you're angry, such an angry person, what is going on now? I don't feel safe, and we have to get him out of here. And so y'all have got to change that mentality because that's the reason why Karen is the way she is.
And it's like everybody wants to look at the bear once the bear has been poked 15,000 times. Look at how that bear has been agitated. Look at it.
For 400 years.
You got eyes. You got eyes. If you ain't got eyes, you got contacts, you
Yeah.
got glasses, you got a magnifying glass.
And a side note, the police have been whooping our ass since the 40s or 30s, and so we're not gonna play this game like all of a sudden the police have been so pro-black and so for the black people and always been on our side. It's always been them there for us, to tame us, to be in our face, to fuck with us, to burn our shit up. They were the same people in the KKK working for the fucking police department. So,
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
anyways, moving right along.
Let's go.
We'll get there in season 2. You know.
All right, so let's get into a teaspoon of pop culture. And, excuse me, we gonna keep this short. Because I'm already tired.
Yeah, it's draining, y'all. It's draining, but it's needed. And we thank y'all for everybody posting and everybody enlightening their people of color that are not of color.
Your post on Instagram.
Oh, we gotta put it out there who you are. We are black, we are love, we are beautiful, we are emotional, we are crazy, we are loud, we are funky, but we are black and we are that, and we will always be that. Amazing.
And I implore each and every one of you, whatever your friend is doing, I implore you to share that. Share it. It don't cost you nothing. You know, a lot of
Support.
unemployment is at an all-time high right now. But what it don't cost you is to share what your friend is doing. Now you may not be in a moment to purchase a product, or funds are limited, but at least share it because
Yep,
somebody
anybody.
else can purchase
Yeah,
it.
you never know. I always share the new things and new music and new things and things that are going on because it circulates an art wave.
Do it.
You know,
Do
we
it,
need
do
an
it.
art circulation of what everybody's doing. Everybody should be reposting and reposting and reposting everybody because everybody's elevating. We all winning.
I almost started Millie rocking, but I ain't gonna do that. So let's get into this teaspoon of pop culture.
Let's go.
So let's talk about celebrities that are speaking out or not speaking out during the Black Lives Matter movement, during the civil unrest, whatever you want to call it. Now I know Beyonce posted her lovely message with the music that was so like methodical in the background, and I feel like she was just kind of offering us a little bit of peace and
Hope, love,
what it would
light.
be.
It was like lighthearted, like fluffy, like what we needed. But it was also a whole bunch of gangster behind that whole shit. Quit playing with us. I felt that too.
I did.
We say a lot without saying anything at all. If you know, you know.
And they drug Beyonce.
And that's okay. They're gonna drag her. They want her to They want her to do this. Bitch that did a whole Black Power fucking
Literally.
halftime at the goddamn Super Bowl. Black Power with Bruno Mars. They came out and they fucking shut that whole shit down to the point where they got
And it's with her, and I won't say just with her, but
certain people. It's just like okay, like
You can't
give it
win.
up. Like these people do a lot for the Black culture and has done it and said a lot and done a lot for the culture. But we can't talk about people who have really still do stuff for the Black culture. But for me, at this time, are not doing as much as they could. I would say I don't want to say as much as they could. I just feel like
that's relative. Because then we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes.
yeah, you know what?
You know what I mean?
I'm stuck on that. So you know what?
JLB, they done donated so much shit throughout the years.
And it's not just about donations. They showing up to places and they doing things and they going to Africa and they showing up and you seeing these people talk to people and like go to hospitals and like so like quit playing with people in their face.
And then for them, it's not safe for them to show up to a march. Because it's going to become a whole.
It's gonna be. They don't want it to be about them. They want it to be about the message, and that's why they chilling. But they also are posting and reposting. They have music to talk about it, and it has influenced the entire world. And it's all the way to fucking Brazil, to fucking the smallest little country in Italy. You know, so they've done their part. However, do I want? We can move on. I'll pay it.
So what's some Black-owned businesses that you want to shout out?
Oh my God. So I have a really amazing homegirl. She is a skin product. If you need blemish cream, she does all Black products, and they're all made from scratch, and they're all vegan and eco-friendly. Her Instagram is Chocolate Chun Li, and her products are called Made By. So she has these labels, and it says Made By, and whoever your name is, she puts it on there, or Made For. So it's called Made For. Made For You is the brand. So it's Made For, and it'll have like Jackie. So if you got the new mask with the cleansing cream, and like she does stuff for black, like it's for black skin. So she does things like the blackheads and like things in your skin, and blemish soaps, and she does like all these different things, lotions and creams and shea butter. She makes like fresh shea butters. And blends them and makes them herself, and candles and wax and everything for your skin, and it's really great. All natural products, coffee scrubs and body scrubs, and it's amazing. And she's really easy with shipping, and she's very communicative and on her shit when it comes to you placing an order with her. So it ain't like you getting to run around and somebody left you on red and then you ain't heard from nobody and it's been 4 weeks. But it's she's a great it's a great product, and I think everybody should try it.
And I'm not being rude. I'm looking at my phone because I want to shout out. Give me 2 seconds. I want to shout out Yummy Candy. Let me make sure. Okay, here it is. Yummy Candy Collection on Instagram. Black own business. She has everything from hair conditioners to hair growth oils, and she sell them little units. You know what y'all putting on? I ain't gonna take my wig off because y'all ain't gonna see my head right now.
But she said she got units. Let me get me a
units,
frontal. Let me get me a frontal unit. I'm gonna have me a universal part and.
Give a shout out to my boo, Q Cosmetics. So yeah, that's that.
And if you follow me on Instagram, swag_brags, on a regular day basis, I'm always posting black owned brands and my friends' music companies that are black owned, and I have friends that are chefs, that are black chefs, so black restaurants, especially in New York. There's a lot of amazing black vegan restaurants and black chefs in New York, in period. And so I'll send him the links to that, and you guys can follow me on Instagram, and I'm always posting on here. So yeah.
That little seafood I got today, I'm about to go eat it with my homegirl because I haven't seen her.
It's really upsetting me and my homegirl. Because if you can't be black in America, where the hell can you go?
Hey, that's a word.
The fuck?
But what the it wasn't Malcolm X, the most disrespected woman. You know what? I can't with you right now. So where do we want to leave the people off at?
I want to leave the people off with there is always hope. If it's not one thing that the African American people know how to do, is love. Through anything and all the pain and suffering and everything that we've been through, we've always managed to love. We've always managed to get by. We've always managed to hold our head high and be strong. So we have to continue to do that while still protesting, while still having a voice, while still calling everybody out on their bullshit when the shit's happening, but also, you know, taking the forefront. Start your own businesses. Look at these black investors. Find these black investors that can put money into your business and your companies. You know, do the research. There's a whole bunch of grants for people of our kind, people of our color, to get businesses off the ground for themselves and doing shit for themselves. So it's like, do the research, because you can start your own business. You can get a nonprofit and grants and bonds, like not bonds, grants and nonprofits. You know, so we still have hope. Everything will be okay. We are gonna be all right, but we're gonna be better. Cause right now, it ain't never been an enlightenment and like a highlighted and the elevation of the entire United States of where we are right now. So I don't imagine anything crazier happening. I think that things have got to get better because now we're really not asking, and that's the difference. Before we were peacefully asking, what's going on? This is what we need. This is what we want to ask for. Can we please sit at the table? And now we're like, bitch, we've been doing this shit for 400 years. Y'all got us fucked up. And now we gonna build this table and take it and sit at it. And we really can have our own black industry. We really can cut ourselves off from, you know, and do our own thing and really be successful at it. And I think that this has ignited a beautiful plant in the ground that is growing for everybody to be a part of and like investing, because you're seeing like people are like, put $1 million for this and $1 million for that, and this company got $1 million, this and this and that. And it's like now they're distributing this money and people are putting money into the black communities because they leave us high and dry in these hoods and say that we're heathens and savages, but then they haven't fixed up our inner cities and our schools, and they haven't fixed up our little parks and things around us that can be amazing and make us feel good, you know.
And we haven't fixed them up either. Let's be honest.
And we can get off our ass and do it too, but when we don't own what we do, it's not ours anyway. So that's kind of what we are, where we are. For me, because like if we own these areas, it's not like we don't own these apartments that we pay and rent to these white companies and these people, and it's not having to be a black or white thing. I'm just saying.
But can you give us a little bit? Ooh, child, things
what's on my spirit right now for what's going on in the world?
Give us a little selection, child. You know this child got vocals right here, so we got time.
I will never forget this man named Jesus. He died to be with me on Calvary. He paid the price. Now I am free for life, and which we call a sacrifice. After the story, he signaled blessing. There were miracles that people never had.
said there was love beyond compare. That's how he showed he cared.
A word.
Friend.
Love and light. We gonna be alright, y'all. Period.
Ooh. All right.
Come on, Jesus. Well, we love y'all. Love and light. And remember, always be on the stoop with Coop.
And that's on what?
Period. Also, we are at a 0 tolerance for fuckery, so don't
Try
fuck
it,
with
and
us.
you will get dealt with.
That's just that. But love and light, peace and love. We are gonna make it. Call a friend today that you haven't called in a long time. Call a family member if you fought with them. Right now is not that time. Right now, everybody needs to be united and loving each other. So do that, because you never know when it's gonna be their last time or yours. So love and light, peace and love.
Love you guys. Ciao.